Good afternoon, everybody. How are y'all on this Tuesday afternoon? We are cooking again this afternoon. We are making pork rind tortilla shells. We have one, it's a new recipe, so we tried it out. We have one that didn't make the cut over on the side. But we are making Philly cheesesteak tonight. Instead of eating it in a bun or a bread, we're going to use these tortilla shells. If you're catching us live, let us know. Give us a 1. Let us know where you're coming in from. If you're catching us on a replay, give us a 2. Let us know where you're coming in from. If you want the recipe, just put recipe in the comments section, and we'll make sure that you get the recipe. And be sure and share us out, because somebody else might like to have a good tortilla shell recipe or a Philly cheesesteak recipe. Hey, Sue, how are you tonight? Hey, Lisa, how are y'all? Thank you for joining us. We are cooking pork rind tortilla shells. We're trying to make our own tortilla shells. This is our first attempt at it. We do have one over to the side that, well, it kind of crumbled. They're supposed to be less than 1 carb per shell, so that's how we're going to eat our Philly cheesesteak tonight. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Glad to have you joining us tonight, this afternoon. We are cooking on the griddle again tonight. It's Philly cheesesteak. He's got our pork rind tortilla shells. Making those up first, getting those out of the way. We did try a couple before we went live, since it's a new recipe to us. We have had a good day. We did homeschool this morning. We took the grandkids back a little while ago. We had a good school day today around the kitchen table. He's putting peppers and onions and mushrooms, just sauteing those for our Philly cheesesteak. If you want to know when we go live, be sure to hit this red button up here live, up over my finger here, and that way when we go live, you'll get the notification that we're going live and you won't miss anything. Be sure and give us a share. Somebody else might like a low carb or keto Philly cheesesteak recipe. Let me turn. So we're making Philly cheesesteak tonight. Instead of eating it on bread or bun, we're making our own tortilla shells. We'll eat it more, I guess, more like a quesadilla, Philly cheesesteak quesadilla. We made it out of pork rinds, cream cheese, a little bit of water, an egg, and cumin and garlic powder. So he's got mixed here salt and pepper and garlic. And I forgot the ratio he told me, but he was
2-1-1. 2-1-1.
2 salt, 2 pepper, 1 garlic.
No, 2 salt, 1 garlic, 1 pepper.
Oh, 2-1-1, not 2-2-1. 2-1-1.
Did I say 2-2-1?
I heard 2-2-1.
2-1-1.
Yeah. He's sauteing the peppers and onions and mushrooms for our Philly cheesesteak. Hey, Amanda, how are you?
And those are cut super thin.
We got them real thin, and we've got our steak cut it really thin. It won't take it but just a little bit to cook. We're making Philly cheesesteak tonight. We're going to eat them like a quesadilla in our tortilla shells. We are making our own. They have 1 carb per. That's not bad to have 1 carb. That's a whole lot lower carb than you can usually find in the grocery store. We like to go as low carb as possible. Actually, Alan found this recipe. So that's what we're having tonight for supper. It's Philly cheesesteak quesadillas. We're making our own tortilla shells. If you're catching us live, let us know where you're coming in from. We appreciate you watching us live. Be sure and hit this live button up over my finger here, and that way you'll know when we go live, you get the notifications. Give us a 2 if you're catching us on the replay. Let us know where you're coming in from. Last night we got into Canada and to several states. We did quite a few. We got into Oregon and Wisconsin and Michigan and Minnesota. We got into quite a few states last night, and it's because y'all are sharing, so we ask you to continue to do that. Roll Tide, Alan. My brother said, Boomer Sooner. Hey, Anita, how are you? Glad you're catching us tonight. We're making Philly cheesesteak with our homemade tortilla shells. We're eating it more like a quesadilla. He's got ribeye cut up really thin. He's going to put it on the griddle right now.
See how thin that is? Got to cook it really fast. It's a little more than we need, I think.
Oh, we're in Wisconsin right now. Got somebody in Wisconsin watching us. Nyla, when you get to watch this, I did cook on the griddle today for lunch. Alan wasn't available, so I cooked hot dog and bacon for the grandchildren. I'm not near as handy on the griddle, but I did get their lunch cooked. Right here we just have peppers and onions and mushrooms. He's sauteing those down. He cut those real thin. They'll cook up real quick. He's got some ribeye steak. It just has to get... It's so thin, it just has to get hot, really. Not much more than that. I love a good Philly cheesesteak. We used to have a restaurant here in Lenore, but they closed. Supposedly went to Hickory and I never could find them. They had the best. Or either CMC Hospital. Charlotte Mecklenburg Hospital Cafeteria had a really good one.
Atrium Health.
Yes, Atrium Health now. They had a really good one years ago. This is diet food for us. It is keto food. It's how we eat. We like the keto diet, the low carbohydrate diet. It's what works best for us. And so that's what we stick with. Hey Wanda, how are you? Glad you're catching us live tonight. Let us know where you're coming in from. See how far we can go with our live cookings. Be sure and give us a share. Share this out so somebody else can get the benefit. And they might enjoy just watching our griddle cooking. We're kind of calling it We Cook Keto. We Cook Keto. That's how we've eat for a long time. We've not always done it 100%. We are doing better. Trying to do it almost all the time now. But we are having Philly cheesesteak tonight. No, Lisa, I don't remember Jerry's Dairy Bar. That was probably before we come to Lenore. I don't remember it. The steak is getting close to being done. He's put the peppers and onions and mushrooms over to the side, so I think that's about done. If you want the recipe, put recipe in the comments section. Be sure and share the video out. Let us know that you shared it. We'll give you a thank you. We're very appreciative of you sharing it. Hey, Allie, how are you? Well, cheesecake is good. Cheesecake is yummy. Although this is cheesesteak. I like cheesecake a lot. It's Philly cheesesteak in our homemade tortilla shells. Allie's joined us from Oklahoma and thought we was cooking cheesecake.
Oh no. Cheesesteak, 2 ribeyes, shaved paper thin.
Although you can't make cheesecake low carb, you can do that. Be sure and give us a share this recipe out so somebody else can get the benefit of it, or just watch our shenanigans. We do like griddle cooking. We've always enjoyed grill cooking, but we do enjoy the griddle. If you are going to get a griddle in a store or the griddle supplies, you may want to be looking at doing that, because they are kind of seasonal and they won't be in stock as much in the fall as they are now if the trend is like normal. Hey, Brittany in New York, how are you? We're cooking Philly cheesesteak. So the big debate I know is it Cheese Whiz you use or Provolone?
Provolone.
We're choosing to use Provolone on ours. We did have to buy the cheese this afternoon, and I asked him, I said, you want to get some Cheese Whiz too? Just put both on it. He said, nope, just Provolone. But now he's mixing it all together. If you want the recipe, put recipe in the comments. Hey Wendy, how are you? Give us a 1 if you're catching us live. Give us a 2 if you're catching us on the replay. Be sure and share this out. Give us a share. He's separating it, I think, now to put the cheese on the piles of the meat and vegetables. And put some cheese on it. Got to have a lot of cheese. And a good Philly cheesesteak with buns got to have mayonnaise. Got to have mayonnaise on it. Makes it not so dry.
Brenda on there?
Not yet. Brenda, our neighbor's not on here yet.
Too bad. We got extra.
Yeah, we got extra for you, Brenda. Except our neighbor just lives across the street, literally. A lot of times she catches us live, but she's not on here tonight. Alan, we got enough for you. We'll keep the light on for you. About 18 hours later. He's putting 2 provolone cheeses on a pile of meats he separated.
You do them all?
Whatever you think.
Or just take that one off?
Just take that one off, I guess.
Okay, we
You
don't
can
need it.
put it on that, our tortilla
Right
pile.
Oops. Dead spatula.
Yep, drop the spatula. It's all right.
Won't use that one anymore.
You need to put it right there.
Yeah, I'll put it right there.
Just give us a share. Let us know that you shared it, and we'll be sure and thank you. We're also always very appreciative of you sharing out our videos. If you want the recipe, put recipe in the comments section. If you want to catch us live, get the notifications when we go live. Hit this red button right over here that says live, and that way you'll know when we go live and you'll get the notifications. We won't be cooking tomorrow night. We have church.
Hooray for church.
So there'll not be a live cooking tomorrow night. Well, we don't want to do it every day. Although we eat every day, we don't want to do too much and it get boring. Well, then we do have to think, okay, what have we not just cooked? Because we can't cook the same thing we just cooked last week, because y'all have already seen that.
And that, my friends, is what it looks like.
Got it together?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be our Philly cheesesteak quesadillas.
We'll do another one.
We did talk about this afternoon that it would be good to take these tortilla shells, put a little bit of chocolate chips in them. I said, yeah, or maybe a little bit of peanut butter and chocolate chips would be good. It would. You can make it a dessert tortilla that way. Hey, Raylene, how are you? Thank you for hopping on and watching us tonight. We're cooking Philly cheesesteak and homemade tortilla shells. It's our first time cooking Philly cheesesteak and our first time making these tortilla shells. Make them with pork rinds, cream cheese, water, egg whites, cumin, and garlic. Start to say chili powder. And with that, we have dinner cooked tonight. If you want the recipe, put recipe in the comments section. Be sure and give us a share and let us know, and we will be appreciative of that. And y'all have a good night.